Are you ready to be politically frank with us?
Sure.
So, first question, you'll be suspended and have indicated that you won't appeal, or will you?
No, I won't appeal.
Or are you planning to follow Noh Omar's footsteps and just demand to be sick?
Uh, for me, there's not much difference between a 6 year suspension and a sacking because basically I'm out in the cold and that's a decision the party made. I wasn't in a room when they announced it. So for me, my situation is not very dissimilar from those who were sacked.
Okay, will more UMNO leaders be sick, suspended, or resign as party members, and why?
I think some of the grassroots members, some of them I know have indicated that they no longer want to be with the party, and that's a shame. But I don't know what the plans of the leadership are and who else they have on their list.
Okay, now that you are out for at least 6 years, what do you plan to do?
I will have to take time to think what my next steps are. I'm still interested in public service in some form, but I haven't figured out and haven't landed on what exactly that form will take. This is a shock to me, so I never had time before this to contemplate or to plan in anticipation of something like this. So I think it's only fair after less than a week of it happening that I take a bit more time to figure out what my next moves are.
Okay, we're going to ask your ex-boss. So, do you think Datuk Sri Zahid Hamidi makes UMNO good president?
Nope.
Okay, next, did Ashraf Wajdi live up to your standards as UMNO youth chief?
I think one should be judged based on their results, and I think the results speak for themselves.
Okay, the next question, will the recent sacking and suspension have an effect on state elections?
That's not for me to say because I'm involved in it, so I don't want to speak from a position of bias. I think it depends on how the leadership is able to spin these sackings and suspensions. If they can spin it as something that was necessary because we were all evil, anti UMNO fifth column people who needed to be out of the party, then maybe there won't be a negative effect. But if they fail to have that narrative out, then no.
All right, next question. Do you think this sacking and suspension will stop the internal politics of UMNO?
I don't think so. The internal politics will always be there. It's just that now the voices of dissent have been purged out of the party. I guess the headache that may have been faced by certain individuals will no longer be present in the same form. But some other challenges will occur.
You have a lot of free lunch now. So, are you shopping political parties now or taking your time to regroup?
I'm not shopping. I'm just meeting with people and meeting with friends across the political spectrum. Um, I will take time to regroup, as I indicated in my earlier answer. It's not something that I need to rush.
Okay, the last question. So, you are half Chinese. How do you feel when UMNO get a little extreme when it talks about Malay rights?
It's not just because I'm half Chinese. I'm always somebody who subscribes to progressive and moderate way of actually speaking about the racialized way of our politics. So it's never been something that I'm comfortable with when we get too extreme. In fact, the same people who accuse me of being pro-PAS, which has always been curious, were the same people who said I was too liberal or too progressive for UMNO. So that's never been something I've been comfortable with. How I felt was always we needed to find different ways, a more progressive and more positive way of speaking about Malay struggle, not just hark back to the same old things around Malay rights only or Malay privileges only or UITM only or all those the same type of things that people used to talk about 10, 15, 20 years ago, but something a bit more futuristic. Obviously now I'm no longer in a position to suggest from a position of UMNO on how they might do that. But yes, to answer your question, it's never made me comfortable. It's always been something that I had to balance and persuade people over.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.